Hey guys, this is Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics. How's everyone doing today?
Hey guys, guess what?
They said it's just so unusual to see. Normally these conventions are huge crowds, a lot of meeting in person and feeding off the energy in front of you. But in Andrew Mellon Auditorium, they're speaking from a podium with no one else in the room. And so it is strange. Of course, same thing last week with the Democrats.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
to be with you tonight. My name is...
friend Donald Trump. As you know, he's running for president of the United States. And as you know, when he gets elected, he will make our country great again. The story begins in New York in the early 70s. The city was on the verge of bankruptcy, but Donald looked across the river and saw not a troubled city, but a city that symbolized America's greatness. And he was committed to making it great again. Donald was born in Queens to Fred and Mary Ann Trump. His father was a builder and was the greatest influence in young Donald's life. He learned about leadership early at the New York Military Academy. He became captain of the baseball team and captain of the cadets.
He's an alpha.
He learned the building business at his father's side while working on his degree at the Wharton School of Finance.
His dad was an alpha.
After college, Donald faced a decision. Join his father in Queens or dream big and make it in the greatest city in the world.
That's what alphas do.
The decision was easy.
Yeah.
Donald's first notable project was less about renovating a building than helping the city rediscover its soul. The once great outdoor hotel languished in a rundown neighborhood next to Grand Central Station. The hotel was sold to the one developer who showed that he had the kind of drive, backing, and imagination
He bribed people.
that would be necessary. They chose Donald Trump.
With money.
Donald convinced the banks that they had a moral obligation to invest in New York.
With money.
And negotiated a tax abatement with the city.
With money.
Starting a project.
And bribes.
And creating new construction and hotel jobs. Donald's striking new building revitalized the neighborhood.
He was a slumlord.
He single-handedly changed the Grand Central Midtown area.
With racist policies.
By doing that project.
Before long, more Trump buildings helped change the skyline of New York.
Yeah, it made it nasty.
Building in New York was not easy.
Nah.
But Donald was never more frustrated than watching the city waste 6 years and $13 million trying to rebuild Central Park's Woolman Ice Rink. Donald was astounded. It took him only 2 years to...
These people are stupid, stupid people. Not good ratings.
He finished in 3 months and under budget.
With bribes.
Over another city project.
Yeah?
Tied up in red tape since 1978.
With money.
Donald transformed a landfill into a championship public golf course.
With money.
And saved the city millions.
And bribes.
Donald will tell you his secret for success is a strong team.
And money.
Just has that
and bribes.
Of finding the right person, the qualified person
who will get bought.
Excel in that position.
And with bribes.
His father before him, he taught his children the business
of bribes.
They're important members of the Trump team.
And money.
Mr. Trump and his children, they love what they do and they are incredibly good at it.
They love giving bribes.
He breeds the same type of passion for all those that work for him.
Passion for bribes.
From day one, my father trained us really well, whether it was in a boardroom,
whether it was on a job site. We spent time learning the business, and he made sure we understood.
Hi guys, Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics. This is Tommy. I thought I'd pop in and just talk about how the conventions are going. You know, we have the Democratic convention, virtual convention last week, and this week we have the RNC convention. Now, of course, as a progressive, I'm more apt to comment about the Democratic convention because of all of the things that happened beforehand with, the coalescing and Joe Biden winning North Carolina and then getting the nomination without really any struggle. And also the gaslighting that Barack Obama did with telling all of progressives to stay in lockstep with the Democratic Party or be destroyed. I mean, in no uncertain terms, he pretty much said that when he put us on a guilt trip about how if anybody were to be questioning democracy, it would be our ancestors, because our ancestors were slaves and poor and had to walk in the sun. They didn't have air conditioning, and so we don't have any right to be, what's the word he used, cynical. But, so with all that gaslighting, I was angry and I had a lot of comments to make because I'm like, hey, you're the one who made us cynical, Barack Obama.
And yet, instead of giving up,
remember?
They joined together. And they said, somehow, some way, we are going to make
said,
this
yes,
work.
we can to all these things, and you didn't do any of these things, but you bailed out the banks, you made health insurance companies even stronger, and you made slavery happen in Libya with your drone strikes and your bombing. And you're taking the rebels and arming them with our CIA. So the RNC and the DNC conventions have very different aesthetics, I would say, even though they're both super cheesy. The Democratic convention started off with that cheesy ass music. It was like when a grandpa first figures out how to use iMovie on his iPhone. And then, of course, the jerking off of Joe Biden. Oh, Joe looks so great with his glasses. He looks so great with his air jacket. What is that called? The flight jacket. He looks so great. And he picked up all these endorsements. And I'm riding with Biden. They really actually said, I'm riding with Biden. Now, the RNC whole attitude started off extremely different. Like, we had well, first of all, we had the jerking off of the American flag, which, of course, conservatives love. And then we had the jerking off of Trump as well, but in a different kind of way. It wasn't that Trump got all these endorsements. It was that he loves America. He creates jobs even as he sits down and eats a freaking McDouble. And
he's an alpha.
Even though that was cheesy, I like it more than the DNC started out because they brought in, we're the greatest country on earth. We have extremely amazing diversity, and all of the American people, even though we're different, we still have these things that make us the country. And that brings us together, and we all have similar values. That was very good. That was very unifying. So I would say, this is my opinion, probably. This is my opinion. The RNC convention is a lot more about unification of our country, while the DNC convention was a lot more about how Joe Biden is awesome. And I like that message a lot more, obviously. So, there was some cheesiness though. I wrote down some notes. So, start off with Lincoln and the flag, obviously, because that's the two greatest things for the Republicans. They reference the space exploration. They reference that all lives matter and our diversity makes us stronger, which I like. That's a good message. But why did they diss Bernie Sanders when they talked about career politicians? They couldn't have picked another career politician. I mean, he wasn't even elected, guys. Why are you dissing Bernie Sanders? I mean, seriously, everyone is shitting on him. And I mean,
they're rapists.
Literally, he got behind Joe Biden, like, immediately. So, I mean, this is what happens. I mean, drawn and quartered, bro. The undeniable greatness of America, the legend for our posterity the greatest achievements and the land of promise. That's what they talked about. And my favorite part. So Donald Trump is, Joe Biden was, the Democrats are coming, be part of it. The Republican message was the legend of our posterity, okay? So then the Democrats went on to say that Joe Biden picks up more endorsements. Joe Biden has the campaign war chest. Oh, he's gonna do a lot of TV ads, isn't he? Joe Biden looks good in his bomber jacket and his glasses. And then the Democrats unified so fast, didn't they? Oh my God, don't the Democrats unify so fast whenever they pick a leader? While Trump's jerk-off was, he's not a career politician. He's a man who cares. He's a man who cares. He's a man who works constantly. He's a man that works tirelessly for you. So, obviously the conservative values, working, valuing America, and not being a politician. But I will have to say, Republicans, when you get people that don't know what they're doing in office, kind of break government, and then you say government doesn't work. So that's kind of why government doesn't work with you guys, because y'all don't know how to work government, because you keep on getting dumbasses to run the government. And then you say government doesn't work. So I see that. I mean, Republicans really pulled out all the stops in their beginning convention. John Voight narrating. While the Democrats had that cheesy ass music, John Voight narrating, and he had a powerful alpha voice. I can tell you that. What else? I think that was it as far as the comparisons of the Democratic convention. I mean, this was way more alive than the Democratic convention. Of course, both of them had the identity politics pan to say oh look, see, we even have black people and Chinese people in our party. Even though Trump calls it the China virus. The Democrats are super obvious. They're just here's an old person, here's a black person. While Republicans are better segueing that into them, because they're not concerned about identity politics. So it's a really easy segue. They're just oh look, see, we have black people in our party too, and they hate taxes too. So all in all, I'll say that this convention is going a lot more smooth. But that could be because they have the incumbent president and they don't have to worry about unifying or any of that. But I do like the message more with the RNC. I do like, the unification of our country. I like the legends of our posterity. That was alpha. And I like our undeniable greatness. That was pretty cool too. So, yeah, that's my analysis of day one. Thanks.
Hey guys, this is Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics. How's everyone doing today?